Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my first commentary video, but today we're talking about Nepo babies. They are all over Hollywood and the music industry and every industry, but I feel like I have to make something clear. Disclaimer. I don't hate Nepo babies. If I was born into like crazy actor money and fame, I would 100% be an actor or singer. I would not be working a 9 to 5. No. I think my issue with Nepo babies is the ones that like refuse to admit they're Nepo babies or refuse to admit like their parents' wealth or fame helped them get into the position that they're in. For example, like a lot of actors will be like, oh no, like my parent just helped me get my foot in the door. Like they didn't like make me good at acting, which is like, yeah, obviously, like, but it's not like Hollywood has a lack of good actors. The hardest part is like getting noticed and getting your foot in the door to actually get a role. Like, no one's saying you're untalented, but you have to admit like it's not just because of your talent. But yeah, that was my little disclaimer. No one should be hating on Nepo babies just because they're Nepo babies. Like, that's not their choice. So let's get into my Nepo baby of choice, Sabrina Cardone. Another disclaimer, Sabrina Cardone. She's about the same age as me, which is kind of why I chose her. I also chose her because she's a public figure. She posts on social media. Her dad is also very much a public figure. They're not trying to be exempt from criticism. I feel like it's fair to talk about her. Also, like, I'm her age, so I can gauge into her mind and understand what she's thinking. Okay, you might recognize her name. That's because her dad is Grant Cardone. So if you've never heard of him or his amazing advice, here's a clip that pretty much sums it up.
You should stay broke. You should not have money. You should have creativity. When I have no money, then I have nothing to lose. And I become extremely dangerous. Meaning, if I don't have any money and we go to lunch, who pays? You pay. I'm rich. I just don't have any money. See what I'm saying? So,
I mean, he's definitely not the first white man to get a podcast mic and talk about how to make money. He also has a lot of affiliation with Donald Trump. And in that video, he's interviewing Pearl. If you know, you know.
You don't think women should get the right to vote?
No, I don't. So take that information as you will. I also have 2 more videos I want to show of him just for background purposes.
you know, we were going through the mall the other day. Yeah, there was 5 kids coming this way and 2 of them are barely dressed. They're about your age. And I'm like, okay, guys, I'm 66 years old, married with 2 kids. There's no way anybody is going to look at that and not put all their attention on these 2 kids that are barely dressed.
What? The next video we're about to watch made me cry laugh when I first watched it, so check it out.
My dad got stuck in Dubai at the airport because he had a loaded gun magazine in his backpack.
I wonder why you got stopped. You just had a loaded gun magazine. Why?
We land in Dubai, and my dad is having like some sort of spiritual reaction to this place. He's acting like he's ascending.
What? What?
He gets held back for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. He's held there until finally someone's like, oh yeah, it's Grant Cardone, he'll be fine. And they let him go.
But that's not true. He was held there for 8 hours. Not one person asked him like, dude, what's your name? They had homeboy the whole time questioning me like, why do you have this gun magazine? What are you gonna use it for? And then at the very end, he was like, oh, like, no, like, I'm Grant Cardone. Like, this is the end of 8 hours. And they were like, oh man, why didn't you say that? Go through, shoot whoever you want. Shoot him. Okay, that was the Nepo. Let's see the baby. So if you know her from anywhere, it's probably this video.
I'm gonna be a millionaire before I'm 20, and this is how.
Wow, big claim. I'm almost her age, and I'm almost certain that I'm not going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 20, so how's she gonna do that?
I work for my dad's company.
Like, come on. Okay, I'm gonna hear her out, because maybe she's working a really hard job. Maybe her dad has her doing some crazy hard stuff, and she's gonna somehow make $1 million by the time she's 20.
I have a contract with them, and I get paid every month. That money then goes into real estate, where I get some passive income I get to go spend. I never get to touch that principal income.
I'll bonus her for stuff that she does. One of these TikToks goes to 10 million. I'm going to give her a $10,000 bonus.
Okay, so it's pretty clear how she's making money, and it's not, I'm not saying she's not doing work, but it's definitely not the type of work an average 15, 16-year-old girl is doing. My friend works at a donut shop. Like that, like I feel like, oh yeah, like 16 worked at a donut shop. It's just funny because like she's talking about it like it's some grand plan, but like the core of it is her extremely wealthy father. So obviously this video garnered some traction because of its irony. This is how. My dad is a billionaire. Step 1, be born into generational wealth. Step 1, have a rich daddy. Got it. So she actually ended up replying to these hate comments, but not in a TikTok video. No, you're mistaken. So basically, this is gonna take some background, but her dad, a lot of what he does, he has these events where you can learn business skills and business growth, and he has his daughter speak at a lot of these events. And a lot of them are like vague motivational advice. People hate change. Don't let people let you hate change. If you're not putting in 100%, you're not gonna get anything back, like stuff like that. Also, his events are like called like 10x, and they're always saying 10x. And I don't really know what the heck that is, but let's get into the video.
So I did this video on Instagram about how I was going to be a millionaire by 20, a plan of mine. And on that video, I received tremendous amounts of hate for something that in my eyes is not harmful. You know, people were saying, oh, the nepotism is disgusting. Get out of my face. Y'all are lucky I even know what nepotism is.
What does that mean? And why are people laughing? I've watched that video like a lot of times because I've shown it to my friends and been like, am I missing something? Like, what does she mean by that? Like, you're lucky I don't know what nepotism is. Like, what? Girl, is that a threat? I'm so confused. That's like if I was on like trial for murder. Whoa, extreme example. My mind just went there, and if I was like, Your Honor, you're lucky I even know what murder is. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Most 14-year-olds, they don't know what that means.
I don't think that's true. I think most 14-year-olds know what nepotism means. I think maybe she's probably like sheltered and like kind of blind to like what the public eye like perceives nepotism to be, because it's not like a foreign concept. I knew what nepotism was when I was like 14.
And so, you know, this was the first time I had really gotten this much hate online. So of course, I called the hater expert, Grant Cardone.
I'm gonna interject and just summarize until the part that I want because she speaks a lot, but she called her dad and her dad essentially told her like, at least you have a plan. And then she says,
people were stopping on the internet to write something negative because they don't have a plan. And guys, when you don't have a plan, you're probably gonna hate on those who do.
See, that is kind of where my issue lies. You can't compare your success to an average person because you're not an average person. You were born into tremendous amounts of wealth. People were not leaving hate comments because they don't have a plan. People were leaving hate comments because the core of your plan is having a rich dad. And that's fine, but you're saying it like everyone just has the opportunity to make a plan like yours, which is not the reality. But like also, I understand that so many people are privileged. I'm super privileged. I get to go to school and I'm gonna go to college. Like, does that mean I can't celebrate my achievements? No, but I'm also not gonna compare myself to someone who lives in a worse area than I do, who's not able to go to school, and be like, you need to work harder. You don't have a plan. Like, I have a plan. I'm going to college. You're not going to college. Like, I'm smart enough to realize that we're in different situations. And it's kind of that elitist attitude that like makes me upset when I watch these videos because I just feel like she doesn't get it. Okay, I want to take a little blast to the past because Homegirl's been doing these speeches for a while. So I'm assuming this one is from when she's 10 because she says that in the video. You'll see.
At 10, you're stuck. You're not really a kid, and you're not really an adult, and you're very clearly not a teenager.
No, you're definitely a kid at 10 years old. This is what I was doing at 10.
I am a lost boy from Neverland.
Like, this type of stuff makes me mad. Like, who at that age told her she's close to being an adult?
But seriously, I can't wait to work. I can't wait to really work, to have a job, to have responsibility, to be treated like an adult. You know, I'm happy when I work, and I'm most fulfilled when I'm contributing.
So yeah, she continues to say this and be like, being on your phone is lazy, and then you need to work hard. But she says something in the end, is my favorite part.
Say 10x if you agree.
I'm gonna use that every day. Like, instead of being like, oh, like, is that good with you? I'm gonna be like, say 10x if you agree. I don't know why I like it so much. But like, also, this is so like capitalism core. We have a 10-year-old who's like probably richer than anyone in the room trying to tell people to get up and work. Like, crazy. So now we're gonna delve more into the like elitist attitudes that Nepo babies tend to have. Obviously, we're specifically talking about Sabrina in this. Sabrina, I'm sorry if you see this. She's not gonna see this. This one starts with Grant. We have a Grant appearance. Everyone say, hey, Grant.
My kids aren't spoiled. Money didn't spoil them, but that's what you hear about money.
hear other things about money too, not just that. Like,
Kids are not in the school system. They're perfectly socialized. But if you say, I'm going to homeschool my kids, most parents are going to be like, where are they going to get their social skills from? How about the travel? How about meeting other people?
How about talking to actual adults who say intelligent things?
oh, there we go. Jaden Smith is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen.
Rather than what?
Just random, garbage.
Okay, she's doing all these speeches and stuff and talking to adults, and she looks like she likes it, so that's all great. But I feel like it is important to socialize with kids your age. I feel like if you think of yourself on the same level as adults, that just can be damaging in general. And yeah, you know what? Kids talk about garbage all the time. At the same time, you can have serious conversations with people your age, but also I'm in high school. I'm not gonna be like, I need to invest in real estate in this instantaneous moment. And she brings up the whole concept of being better than people her age multiple times.
It was kind of weird at first, oh man, I kind of want friends. As I grew up and stuff, I don't really have that feeling where I need friends anymore. I don't like a lot of people. Young kids are very uninspiring. Their conversations are dull. I just try to find people who are ethical, who want to do something in life, and who are trying to accomplish their goals in the now.
I mean, this just screams elitism to me. Everyone my age is uninspiring and they have dull, stupid conversations. Which, might I say, I don't think you have the room to talk about dull conversations. Pretty much all your speeches are the same. There's some form of work harder, change, don't let other people bring you down. And then you say 10x if you agree. And everyone goes 10x, which I'm jealous of. And I really like that part of your job. If you want to have me on just to say that part at the end, I would gladly do it. Also, her saying that she wants to be around ethical people when her father is Grant Cardone is quite ironic. But I do want to mention she does address being a Nepo baby.
I am a Nepo baby. I have these opportunities. Why should I not take them?
Exactly. And I 100% agree with everything she just said there. But then she also makes videos like this.
Stop complaining, stop whining, and don't be a little bee. I've heard you guys complain about school, crying like babies. School is horrible. I hate school.
Come on. And then the video she talks about people complaining about school, how even though it's not good to do with your time, you shouldn't complain. Girl, you didn't even go to school.
She doesn't even go here.
And this whole work harder shtick when you've had your whole future just handed to you on a silver plate, silver plate and spoon, with the whole dining set is so aggravating to me. I don't know why. I read this one comment which actually kind of inspired me to make this video in the first place, so I'm just gonna read it out. I don't think the issue is with being a Nepo baby. The issues come from not realizing you were a Nepo baby and addressing the general public as dumb and lazy when you have the opportunity to take risks and fail knowing your dad will have you back. Which is exactly what I'm saying. It's she's acknowledged she's a Nepo baby. She knows, but she still addresses the public being you can do anything if you work as hard as I did. But did you work that hard? And I'm not saying she doesn't work hard day to day, but to get in the position she is in currently and the opportunity she has currently, she really did not work that hard. Which is fine, but in that case, you shouldn't be addressing the public being you dumb, lazy you need... Oh, I'll believe it. You dumb, lazy, you need to get up and work. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest, in a really non-condescending way, I do feel bad for her. When I saw that video of her doing the speech at 10, being you're not a kid, you're not an adult, and I felt sick. I don't think a 10-year-old should ever be thinking like that or doing things like that. I just feel she lacks a childhood where she wasn't thinking about working. Thank you guys so much for listening to me talk for so long. I hope you have an amazing day. I will see you next time. Say 10x if you agree.